Hey there, my name is Claire. I'm going to be your nurse today, and I'm here to do a head-to-toe assessment on your baby, your newborn baby. So I've already washed my hands and put on gloves. So now I'm just gonna check your identification, I'll check your wristband, and I'll check his as well. And can you tell me your name and date of birth and also his? Okay, great, that matches my records and it matches your bands. So we can get started. First thing I'm going to do is take some vital signs. I will use the newborn blood pressure cuff and take his blood pressure. And I see he's in normal range of 80/30. Take the cuff off. Now I'm going to listen to his heart sounds for 1 minute. Okay, his heart sounds are normal, and it's in the normal range of 110 to 160. I'm gonna now listen to his lung sounds on the side of his body in this area. Since his heart is so big, it's very loud right now. I'm also gonna do that for 1 minute and take his respiratory rate at the same time. There's a little baby. Oh, is that cold? Okay, his lung sounds are normal, and his respiratory rate is in the normal range of 30 to 50 breaths per minute. I will now listen to his bowel sounds and see what's going on down there. 4 quadrants. Okay, his bowel sounds are hypoactive, but I do hear them, so we'll just keep monitoring that. I'm going to take his axillary temperature, and he's normal at 98.6. All right. Snuggle him back up a little bit. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is, so his weight. I can see the bassinet is weighing him right now, and his weight is 8.5 pounds, which is perfectly normal, and I can also see that his bassinet is very safe. There's no blankets or stuffed animals in there, so that's great. Just recommend to please, at home in his crib, don't keep any other objects in the crib. It could be dangerous. So first I'm going to take off his hat and feel his skull like this. I feel his suture lines, and I also feel that his posterior fontanelle has closed. And his anterior fontanelle is soft, but it's not protruding or depressed. His skull, all in all, feels good. There's no gelatinous areas. I'm going to measure it. And is 13 inches, which is normal. He has 2 ears. They're at the same place on his head. They are balanced and they're at eye level, not below his eyes. I'm going to check his eyes real quickly, see if he opens them. And his eyes are reactive, so that's good. I'm going to test his breathing. I'm going to close one nostril at a time and make sure he's still breathing, which he is. Now I'm going to move to his mouth. I'm going to stick his finger in his mouth, stick my finger in his mouth, and feel the upper part of his palate to make sure that it is closed. It is, and he is also exhibiting the sucking reflex, which is great. Okay, moving on. Sorry, my daughters. We'll let her come to me. Okay, so moving on to his chest and neck. There's no net webbing in his neck. His chest looks normal. He has 2 nipples. His color is nice and pink, and he is warm, but not excessively warm. Let's see, his arms are equal length. He has 10 fingers. They are not webbed. He has good cap refill, less than 2 seconds, and he is exhibiting the palmar reflex when I put my finger in his. Okay, let's see, moving on downward. His legs are the same length. He has 10 toes. He has good cap refill in his toes, less than 2 seconds, and he exhibits the palmar reflex. Oops, I forgot the Moro reflex, so back up to his head when I brush his cheek. He moves his head to the side. I can also see when I took his linens, his blanket off, he exhibited the startle reflex. So he kind of put his hands in the air. His muscles have good tonality, so that's good. We want to see that. I'm also going to do the Babinski reflex on his foot, and that looks good as well. So we've covered all the reflexes. Now I'm going to take off his diaper and inspect under there. So first I'm going to look at his umbilical cord. It is still pretty fresh. It's 1 day, so it's not quite dried up, but it looks good. There's no redness or swelling or oozing or anything like that, so it looks like it's healing really well. His penis is not circumcised, so I'm just going to remind you, Mrs. Jones, to make sure to, if you're not going to have a circumcision, when you bathe him, just make sure to, gently pull back the foreskin and clean the meatus. His meatus does look healthy and normal. His testicles, I'm lightly touching them and I can feel they've both descended. I'm going to lightly turn him over and inspect his bottom. There is no spinal dimple and no Mongolian spots. So it looks like everything down here is good. In his diaper, I see a dark yellow urine, which is normal, and there's no Marconium poo yet, a bowel movement stool of a dark black tar. So you will, if I don't see in the chart that that's happened yet, so that will happen either today or tomorrow. So don't be alarmed, it's normal. So I'm gonna put on a fresh diaper here. And put him back, get him all nice and snuggly again. Hat on. We've covered everything. So I'm going to snuggle him back up. And it looks like he's quieting down and maybe he'll go back to sleep. Alright, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to just check over and make sure that I got everything. Looks good. I'm going to wash my hands and document my findings. And let me know if you need anything else. Thank you so much. Your call bell is right here if you need it. Let me know if you need anything. Thank you.